Now, there's 2 or 3 ways you can solve these. And yes, you could distribute the 5/9 and the 1/2 but I don't teach that, so we're not going to do it that way. Okay? If you want to do it that way, that's fine, and I will give you credit for it on the test, but that just causes more what? Work, because you have more fractions. Okay? So we're not going to do that. I'm going to multiply it. Now, you can also clear the fraction by multiplying by 9 and then dividing by 5. You could do it by multiplying by 9, distributing the 5. You could do it by multiplying by 2 and distributing the h. There's 4 or 5 different ways you could do each of these. But you will come out with the same what? Answer.
What's the simplest way?
Clearing the fractions.
Okay. So.
If I said clearing the fractions was the easiest way, y'all would say, well, I don't want to do it that way. So, I'm just telling you there's other ways to do it, but I'm going to do it by clearing the fraction. So, I'm going to multiply both of these sides by 9/5. And I'm going to multiply this one by what?
2 over 1.
2 over 1 or 2, whichever one you want to do. I'll say 2 over 1. Now I'll go ahead and do both of them all the way through. So that way you can move on if you stopped, or if you got confused, you can go from there. So that's 9/5 C. Is equal to 9/5 times 5/9 is 1. F minus 32. And 2A is equal to H times B sub 1 plus B sub 2. Okay, now I'm going to give you a few minutes to work both of them. Now that you got the fractions done away with.
So you really don't get rid of the fraction anymore?
Yeah. You get rid of, well,
Just get rid of the
you get rid of it where you're solving for.
Okay.
That's what you're trying to do. You don't want the fraction where you're solving for it. Y'all done? So, how do you get rid of a negative 32?
You add 32.
So 9/5 C. There you go. That wasn't hard. What are we solving for over here?
B sub 2.
Now, you can do it two ways. You can distribute or you can divide through by the h. I'm going to divide through. Because if you distribute, that's just more work for you to write down. So 2a over h minus what?
B1.
B sub 1 is equal to, and that goes over, is equal to B sub 2.
So is that the same thing as 2a minus B sub 1 over 8?
Yeah.
Put it all in one.
Well, no,
No?
you got to have that B sub 1 by itself. It can't be all over A, no, of a bit H, no. You would have to, it would now 2A minus B sub H over times H over H, that would be, but no. You can't put the B sub 1 over H unless you do something else. Well, I think I've done all your problems for you.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right, let's try to get into some more stuff. Let's look at the next section, which is 6.4. Well, I had to make sure everybody was up to snuff. I don't want to leave anybody behind.
No child left behind.
Exactly.
Please
Applications of linear equations. Now I want to go ahead and tell you, you need to write down page 314 in your notes. And you need to write down all these little phrases that they have because they're going to get you. So put in your notes, page 314, copy. And that'd be best if you just ran a Xerox of it, you know, not a Xerox, a photocopy. Run a photocopy of it and just put it in your notes because it has the little phrases.
What page is it?
314.
I can just take the page out of the book.
Yeah, you could do that. 6 more than a number increased by 3. It just gives you, when you see a word problem and it has those phrases, you need to, you know, make a mental note of that. You had to memorize them.
Mr. Walker don't play no games.
I
He don't play no games.
don't believe you should memorize. I think you should have it available.
No notes. Memorize stuff.
And see, that's what y'all talking about, the real world. What do you have in the real world?
Notes.
So that's why I let you use notes. All right, let me look and see where I can find a problem that we can just do because I want to just do some problems. I don't want to. No, I mean teaching. I'm just looking for a good problem. That's a good. So much for that idea. Let's go. All right, let's look at number 34. 34 says investment. Marty Fagan received an inheritance of $12,000. if he wants to invest 3 times as much money in stocks as in mutual funds, how much money should Marty invest in mutual funds and in stocks? So write that down right quick. I'll blow it up for those that don't have a book. Take a minute and write that down.
I can get my book out of my car.
No, you won't come back.
Yeah, well,
That's fine if you want to, but you can just read it right there if you want to. I mean, it's up to you. So it says if he wants to invest 3 times as much money in stocks as in mutual funds, how much money should Marty invest in mutual funds and stocks? Well, he only has $12,000 to invest, right? So if he only has $12,000 to invest, the whole kit and caboodle is going to be equal to what? $12,000. One of the biggest things in word problems is figuring out what goes to the right side of the equal sign, what goes to the right and the left of the equal sign. So you've got half the problem licked because you got the right-hand side. So you know that some mutual funds plus some whatevers is equal to $12,000. Because your mutual funds and what's the other one? Stocks. There's 2 types. Okay? So let's just say, let's go down here and say stocks is equal to S. And what's the other one? Mutual funds. Mutual funds is equal to M. Okay, so S plus M is equal to 12,000. S plus M is equal to 12,000. But they give us a little twist in the problem. Let's go look at the problem again and see what it says. It says, if he wants to invest 3 times as much money in stocks as in mutual funds. So he wants to make the stocks be 3 times the mutual funds, right? So we can go back to our handy-dandy problem, and we want the stocks to be equal to 3 times the what?
Yes.
Mutual funds. 3 M's. 3 M. 3 times the mutual funds, right?
Stocks.
Or 3 times stocks. Stocks is equal. Okay, stocks is equal to 3 times. I thought it said 3 times the mutual funds.
No.
3 times stocks.
Okay. All right, then that'd be 3x, and just change both of them to x if you want to. And that would be 3x plus x is equal to what? 12,000. What is 3x plus 1x?
40.
So 4x is equal to 12,000. And x is equal to what?
3,000.
Now that is what? What's 3,000?
It's the mutual.
That's the mutual funds. So how much is he going to put in the stocks? And that's your answer. Huh?
I said I was almost
You were always right.
right. Almost.
Almost. Well, almost is pretty good in horseshoes and hand grenades. All right, let's try nerding. All right, let's do this one. 37.
I knew you were going to pick that one.
$37. The total floor space in 3 barns is 45,000 square feet. The 2 smaller ones have the same area, and the larger one has 3 times the area of the smaller ones. Let me ask you something. What's going to go to the right side of the equal sign? 45,000. Good job. And there's how many barns? 3. So you're going to have 3 blanks. One blank plus 1 blank plus 1 blank is equal to 45,000. And you cooking with peanut OIL, aren't you? You're not? Okay. Just quit.
What did you say?
Peanut OIL.
Oil.
I know what oil is.
Oil.
Yes, oil. That's
Soil. Oil. I would like a quart of oil, please.
How are you supposed to say it?
I don't know. I'd say OIL.
You just spell it out to everybody.
I spell it because no matter how I say it, somebody's going to make fun of it. So that's why I don't say it.
I just want to understand. I don't care how it's pronounced. I just need to be able to understand what people are saying.
That's why I say OIL.
Please don't tell me you spell out all the words that you
Say again?
I said, please don't tell me you spell out all the words that.
No, just the words that some people are asinine about. Oh, I've had students tell me that they couldn't understand what I was saying when I would say OIL the way I say it. So.
Well, I don't understand. The first semester I had you, I couldn't understand half the things you said. But that's just,
I know, I'm very rough.
No, I can't understand people at work either. It's not, it's like,
Outer. What's outer?
huh?
Outside.
Oh, is that what you're trying to say?
Yep. When I do the FOIL method, that's when we talk about people and how they talk. Because that's the way I say it. I won't pronounce FOIL. I will spell it.
Oil.
Yep.
Oil.
Yep.
Foil.
Aluminum foil.
I guess I say it the way it's written. I don't know.
Foil.
I say boy.
I say foil and oil.
Wait, can you hear me before?
It's just like I will not say DOG
Dog.
because I say dog.
I say
And
dog.
people,
I can't say
it's not got a W in it, it's dog.
really.
Dog.
How do you say
Dog.
So it is
I say
definitely
dog.
What?
How do you say ask?
Ask. 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 Ask.
I'm trying to ask you something.
Some people say AST. Ask. We used to kid kids in school when I was in like second and third grade. I'm going to tell on you. Well, you don't say I'm going to tell on you in South Carolina. I'm going to tell it.
Tell it. What?
I'm going to tell it.
Okay.
All right. So it's kind of like the first problem we just did, or the problem we just did a while ago. It says that you got 45,000 square feet in a barn. And there are three barns. So one barn, two barns, three barns, and that's 45,000 square feet. Now we're going to say that a barn is X, because the square footage of one barn is X. It's said that the square footage of the two smallest barns are the same. So we'll say that these are our two smallest barns right here, and just say X. Now what does it say about the big barn?
It's
3 times the smallest barn, so that'd be 3X. So what do we have? 5X, because there's one here and one there. So 5X is equal to 45,000. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. Please do not put that in a calculator. Do not let anybody see you put it in a calculator. So the small barns are 9,000. What are the big barns?
27.
And the big barn, that's the small barn. Small barns is equal to 9,000 apiece. And the big barn would be 3X, and I'll put a quotation around that, meaning you don't solve it and divide 9,000 by 3. You multiply 3 times 9,000, and that'll be 27,000. So if you ever see a math teacher put 3X in quotation marks, that means that they're taking this answer and multiplying it by what? 3 to get this answer. So what I'm trying to get you to learn with this problem and the previous problem is there's two things that you need to establish whenever you do a word problem. The left side and the right side. The left side is usually going to consist of 2 or 3 blanks, and you're either going to add them or what? Subtract them usually, and then the equals is going to be the total. And that's something that is usually given. If you can get those two things established, then the rest is a piece of cake. Let's try nerd. Boat purchase, number 42. The so-and-sos purchased a boat. If the total cost, including a 6% sales tax, was 18 blah, 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 determine the cost of the boat before taxes. Walmart equation. You don't even need to do any algebra. You just do the Walmart equation. What's the original cost? X plus or minus percentage X is equal to the total. The Walmart equation that we went over a while back, X plus or minus percentage X is equal to the total. And I asked you about the teddy bear, or I gave you something and the price was ripped off of it. X plus or minus percentage X. And what is taxes? Is taxes added or subtracted?
Added.
So this is going to be X plus percentage X, because it's taxes.
But it said before the tax,
Yeah,
so it'll be minus.
no. The whatever's purchased a boat. If the total cost, what does that mean? Total cost, that means that's going on the what? Right side. So that'd be 18,232. 18,232 is equal to X plus 0.06X. So what do we get on the left-hand side?
0.06 times 2x.
What'd you say?
0.06 times.
Look at it again. 1.06 X is equal to 18,232. Oops. And somebody take your handy dandy calculator out and tell me how much that boat was. Okay, it doesn't take that long to punch it in a calculator.
I gotta get that. 17,200.
So that's the Walmart equation. Now, you don't have to do it that way, but that's the easiest way to do it. Let's see what else we got. Oh, they don't give us a lot. Apple juice. Where's apple juice? All right, let's do 43. Chuck Salvador has 140 feet of fencing in which he wants to build 2 connecting adjacent square pens. What will be the dimensions if the length of the entire enclosed region is to be twice the width? I'm going to let y'all work on that one. Now remember, you got 3 fence lines. You got the 2 outside ones, and what else?
The interior.
Look at the picture. You've got 3 fence lines. Well, you got the 2 on the outside right here. 1, 2, and then how many this way? 3. So it's not length. It's not perimeter is not equal to 2L plus 2W here. Perimeter is equal to 2L plus 2W plus what?
Another W.
Plus another W, because you got 3 W's. Oh, I'm sorry, W's.
Will you stop? Okay, I say W.
I'm not talking about you.
He's a liar. Why are you
It's
looking
not all about you.
Then why'd you look over here?
That comes from Goodwill.
It's 2 U's.
Yeah, that's 2 U's.
You said it right.
That comes. You ever seen Goodwill Hunting?
I have.
Robin Williams. I love Robin Williams as an actor. When he tries to be funny, I sit there and look at him because he's not funny to me.
You
Not
didn't
funny.
like Mrs.
He will-
Doubtfire?
Never seen it.
I feel like I
He
should
doesn't
watch
make me laugh.
it. He's hilarious, that movie.
They're talking about doing another one. What? Well, Mrs. Doubtfire, but the little girl, she's not gonna play in it. She says she's not gonna be in it.
It's gonna be stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to do it.
That's going to be who?
It's a Robin Williams.
Another
It was
is
one of his
Robin
first
Williams.
movies.
Where he dresses up like
Is
a
he gonna
woman.
go to another family?
I guess he can't get a
Let's see his
license.
kids.
He can't get a what?
He can't get his license picture taken dressed up.
Oh, yeah. He can't.
Now that you get talked on.
Yep.
That's his split personality. Mrs.
Didn't,
Doubtfire.
wait, you didn't, what was that movie he played a doctor? And he, Patch Adams, he wasn't funny in, I thought he's hilarious.
It was funny in Jack.
I don't think he's funny, but see, granted, I have a weird personality. I have a weird sense of humor. Okay? I don't think some comedians, I don't think these movies where these three drunk guys go out and get drunk and they can't find their way home, to me, that's not funny. No, I don't know. I'm just making up Dude, Where's My Car? That was the stupidest movie I've ever seen. To me, that's...
Movies for people who get high.
I don't like those movies.
I don't like any Will Ferrell movie, and everybody thinks I'm
Will
insane.
Ferrell, that guy creeps me out.
Yeah.
When I see him, I turn it. When I see him on TV, I don't care if he's interviewed, I don't care if he's on the movie, I turn
He
it.
looks like the funny uncle from some, like, family.
I said he creeps me out. Y'all don't have a movie star or a comedian or somebody's on TV that when you see them, they just creep you out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who?
I don't like Will
I don't
Ferrell,
have
I can't stand him.
Oh, bull. Everybody's got one person.
Not
Just
that creeps me out.
No, I bet I changed the channel if it's Nicki Minaj. Her voice just gets
Who?
on my nerves. Nicki Minaj, her voice just gets on my nerves.
She's a rapper.
has anybody ever seen Turn?
Turn?
Yeah, it's a movie about British spies back in the. There's a guy on there. Oh my gosh, I got to show you him. His name is Captain Simcoe.
Are you serious? What's his name?
He creeps me out.
Great. Yeah, food.
Yep.
Creep everybody out.
I wonder if they
Is it
have.
his voice?
Well, wait till you see him.
It is his voice too.
Captain Simcoe. Let's see, where is. There he is.
I can't remember his name. He's always scary.
Oh, it's from, talking about Silence of the Lambs?
Yes.
Oh God, that's a good movie. I love Anthony.
Don't do it! He was on Monk. Even his voice on Monk scared me. He freaked me out.
Anthony Hopkins is one of those people. He's like Sean Connery, Denzel Washington, Tommy Lee Jones. Whenever he's in a movie, it's going to be a good movie.
He scares me to death. If I ever saw him in real life, I'd run the other way.
They say he's totally opposite of.
I hope so.
All right, let's see. See if he's in there.
Dark.
You'll get baby back.
This is gonna be in your class.
No, I don't see Simcoe in that one.
It's so dark, you can't see it.
Well, hold on a minute. I'm trying to find Simcoe. When I find Simcoe, I will fix it. I ain't seen him yet.
The original actor
There he
for
is.
Freddy Krueger, he creeps me out.
It's the wig.
The dude in the wig?
No, it's not. Wait till you hear him. You hate redcoats. What?
No, I hate clowns.
Oh gosh, no, I don't do clowns.
Been robbed. I apologize, Major.
I
I just thought it was...
I apologize.
It's embarrassing. He's being given a public dressing down in front of inferior people. And I would say Simcoe's probably more bothered by that.
Now that's
than
not
is
the way he
about
talks in the.
Andre not agreeing with
So it's
the
not
kill.
the actor, it's the actual character that you don't like. Oh.
Let's see.
Well, that's George Washington.
Wait, where?
I concur with the general, sir.
Oh well, forget it. Anyway, he's creepy. The character is creepy.
Given name.
There's George Washington. Oh well, forget it. You just have to watch it.
Yeah.
Anyway, he creeps me out. I just don't know where. He's not in here, but I wonder if you Google it, I bet people will say that he's creepy.
Oh,
Let's see if I,
What?
sit down. Okay, let's try it again. Is Captain,
American Day.
what?
The first one is
American Day.
Is Captain Simcoe creepy?
Somebody there who-
Mm. I guess I'm the only
You're the
person,
only one.
I'm the only one.
Mm.
Oh, well. Wonder if you put Will Ferrell in there, see if it's Will Ferrell. Will, how you spell his last name?
I love L.
R-R-E-L.
There you go.
Is that right?
I think
Two
two
L's.
L's. Two L's.
Yeah.
I love Will Ferrell.
Oh, he's creepy.
He's horrible.
I really like
He's like the worst actor ever.
I didn't even know he was an actor.
He's not.
I thought he was supposed to be a comedian. Now, I will say this about Will Ferrell. I think he's funnier than Robin Williams. Robin Williams is not funny at all to me, but he is a fantastic actor.
Robert Williams is a good kid thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I let my kid watch.
Now, my sense of humor, I love to see drunk people get tased. I will roll on the floor laughing about that.
And I like slasher movies. I
Have
think
you
it's
ever
funny.
been tased and Goodwill Hunting? Or no,
Huh?
Dead Field Society? Yeah.
What?
Have you ever been tased? Have you ever been tased?
I love that.
It's, oh, yeah.
You didn't hear what I said.
Yeah, but
Drunk
still.
people getting tased. Have you ever seen them on YouTube talking back to police
Yeah,
officers?
it doesn't affect
I
someone.
believe that if you talk back to a police officer, you should get tased.
Oh,
Because the police officer has pulled you over, okay? You have done something wrong. Do not get attitude with the police officer.
No, witness, do not, when they pull you over, do not just stick your hand out the window and hold out your driver's license, your registration, and your insurance card. That's the fastest way to get your flooded ticket.
Because
This is
they'll-
a cop off more than anything. This warning.
All right, so it says 2L plus 2W plus W is equal to what?
140.
That's it. And then 2L plus 3W is equal to 140 feet. Now, they're going to have to give you something else, because how many, we got one equation, but how many unknowns do we have?
2.
That doesn't work. So you're going to have to change one of them into something of the other. In other words, you have to change both of them into widths, or you have to change both of them into L's. So let's see what they give us. Oop, there it is. He says, what will be the dimensions if the length of the entire enclosed region is to be what?
Twice the width.
So L is equal to 2W. So what can I do with that 2W now that I know it's equal to L?
Add it to 3W.
Plug it in to the L right here, and that will be 2 times 2W plus 3W is equal to 140. What is L?
2W.
So what am I going to do with that 2W wherever there's an L? I'm going to plug it in. L is equal to 2W. You cannot solve an equation with two unknowns. You have to change the unknown into one unknown. Either change them both into L's or change them both into W's. Now the problem tells you right here, and you need to highlight this. Right here is telling you to change your L into what?
W.
2W.
So do you not just add the?
Well, now what's 2 times 2W? 4W, and then what do you do with those two? You add them, yes. and that'll be 7W is equal to 140 divided by 7, and each one of the cross sections right here is how many feet?
20.
Now, if the widths are 20, what's the two lengths?
40.
There you go. So your length is 40 and your width is 20. Capiche? Okay, I'm going to let y'all go today because y'all have been good. And